The petition represents a powerful expression of frustration that must not be overlooked. It captures the public's yearning for change, and these are more than mere words on paper. Millions are calling for a new deal, and Starmer cannot afford to ignore this. This could signal the beginning of the end of his leadership, and time is of the essence. Jeremy Clarkson's arrest is not just another celebrity scandal, it serves as a troubling indication of a deeper political crisis. Clarkson has been a vocal critic of the government, particularly regarding the plight of farmers, and he has boldly challenged influential figures. His arrest signals that the authorities are willing to take drastic measures to stifle dissent.
That must be a tough day, right? When you get cancelled.
Well, you know what? There's two things to this, isn't there? Again, it's a sliding scale. If getting cancelled is being culpable for your actions, then yeah, that's always been around. Why? If getting cancelled is I don't like you as a comedian, I'm burning your DVDs and I'm never coming to one of your shows. That's great. That's their right. If being cancelled is I've just found a 25-year-old email from someone who said the wrong thing in private, and now they've got a top job and we have to destroy their career. I want to go, well, hold on, this is what's happened? What's happened here? You know, and you usually find ulterior motive, because no one really cares about the argument anymore or the principle. They just care about who's saying it. They're trying to take down a general on the other side, and it falls into tribes, you know, and I see it all the time, and you see it more clearly on Twitter, because you look at their profile and they've got all their credentials in there, and then they're trying to get someone cancelled who's got the other credentials, and you think, well, you're not even listening to each other now. You've just read each other's bio.
Ultimately, Gervais' views resonate with many who feel that politicians are primarily self-serving. He has garnered a loyal fan base because people yearn for authenticity and desire someone who will speak the truth boldly and honestly. With Clarkson's arrest now a reality, a troubling question arises. Is this yet another instance of political manipulation? Gervais has been warning about this for years, and now his words seem prophetic. Keir Starmer's popularity is in freefall, which is profoundly disappointing. He pledged change, yet many believe he is doing the exact opposite. People are weary of lies and empty promises, seeking a leader they can trust. This is why 3 million individuals have signed a petition calling for new elections. This figure is not just a statistic, it's a powerful demand for change. These individuals no longer believe that Starmer is the leader they were promised. His words feel hollow and his actions provoke confusion and frustration.
Yeah, we just don't know what's happening. All the pressure for Christmas. Do you know the worst thing is as well? Apart from the pandemic and the devastation and the deaths and the strain on the health service and people losing their livelihoods and that, the worst thing is the charge do what they want. And you know what, I can you know, I see all these people saying all the parties they were having and what all the stuff they were doing, and people saying, you know, that was the day I couldn't see my mum in hospital, or I couldn't go to my dad's funeral. And because the people in charge, the posh, privileged people in charge, were acting like Charlie Sheen. I mean, really.
The petition represents a powerful expression of frustration that cannot be overlooked. It captures the public's yearning for change, and these words are more than just ink on paper. Millions are calling for a new deal, and Starmer cannot afford to ignore this. This could mark the beginning of the end of his leadership, and time is of the essence. Jeremy Clarkson's arrest is not merely another scandal involving a celebrity. It serves as a troubling indicator of a deeper political crisis. Clarkson has emerged as a staunch critic of the government, particularly regarding the plight of farmers, and he has boldly challenged influential figures. His arrest signals that the authorities are prepared to take drastic actions to quell dissent.
Jeremy, Sky News, what do you... Jeremy, what's your word to the government?
Who would you replace him?
Jeremy, what's your word to the government? You're live on Sky.
Please back down. Please back down.
Just to your left, please. Please back down. The word there from Jeremy Clarkson. You can just see, of course, how much he has meant to the farmers. An absolute bun fight. As he comes to the back of the stage here. Jeremy Clarkson, of course, the TV presenter, but his hugely successful series, Clarkson's Farm, and he has really done a lot for the farming industry. A lot of farmers say.
Ricky Gervais is unafraid to speak candidly about politics. For years, he has consistently warned, never trust anyone in power. Gervais dismisses every promise made by politicians, convinced that their motivations are rooted in a desire for power and control. With unflinching boldness, he highlights the corruption and self-interest that permeate the system. In his view, most politicians are primarily focused on retaining their positions, showing little regard for the actual needs of the people.
Yeah, we just don't know what's happening. All the pressure for Christmas. Do you know the worst thing is, as well? Apart from the pandemic and the devastation and the deaths and the strain on the health service and people losing their livelihoods and that, the worst thing is the charge, do what they want. And you know what, I can you know, I see all these people saying all the parties they were having and what all the stuff they were doing, and people saying, you know, that was the day I couldn't see my mum in hospital, or I couldn't go to my dad's funeral. And because the people in charge, the posh, privileged people in charge, were acting like Charlie Sheen. I mean, really rubbing salt in the wound.
The British inheritance tax system is on the verge of drastic changes, and unfortunately the outlook is grim. If you've ever wondered how the government can claim a portion of your inheritance, even if you forgo it, prepare for a shocking revelation. The new tax regulations threaten to leave many families with incomes far below their expectations. If the total value of your estate, including pensions, exceeds £325,000, anything above that threshold could be taxed at a staggering 40%. While this is already concerning, it's just the tip of the iceberg. When pensions are included, the total tax burden could soar to an astonishing 91%. This means that if your children inherit the property you've worked tirelessly for, nearly all of it could go towards taxes. Many experts are raising alarms, warning that the new tax policy could devastate middle-class families who are already struggling with rising housing costs. For those who view retirement as a source of financial security, this could result in leaving almost nothing for future generations. How is that possible?
We are witnessing one of the biggest cover-ups ever seen in our lives. On Southport, all I can say to you right now is I know a hell of a lot more than the British public know. A hell of a lot more.
Clarkson's arrest is clearly more than a mere coincidence. Nigel Farage, the leader of the reform movement, has also encountered efforts to oust him following his outspoken comments regarding the Southport attack. Farage has publicly claimed that the government attempted to silence him, and now Clarkson is experiencing similar intense pressure. This is not just happenstance. The government cannot tolerate those who dare to oppose it. Could Clarkson's arrest be yet another effort to stifle individuals who refuse to play along with political maneuvering? This link is becoming increasingly evident and cannot be overlooked.
I'm 100% behind Jeremy Corbyn.
You are now.
I am working with Jeremy Corbyn to try to win the next general election. And don't trash the last 4 years, because what Jeremy Corbyn brought to this party, he made us an anti-austerity party that stood against cuts.
You're loyal to Jeremy Corbyn, and you've spoken in his defence just now. But Louise Ellman says that he is a danger not just to the Labour Party, but to the entire British Jewish community.
I don't accept that. I don't accept that.
Ricky Gervais is recognised worldwide for his sharp wit, profound insights, and distinctive comedic style that has audiences laughing until they cry. However, in Britain, he is more than just a comedian. He has become a true symbol. He challenges the actions of those in power, exposing their indifference without holding back. His voice resonates as a heartfelt cry, mirroring the emotions and experiences of millions, which is why he is so deeply admired and respected.
No, I'm here to support the farmers. It's that simple. So they need all the help they can get, really.
Yeah.
Even from me.
Even from you, what's that?
Well, I mean, you take help from wherever you can get it, really, don't you?
It's a quote from you that's been dragged up from the past. I think in 2021 you told the Times that inheritance tax relief was critical to you buying up the farm.
No, that was that's actually quite funny, because the real reason I bought the farm was because I wanted to shoot. So I thought if I told a bunch of people that I'd bought a farm so I could shoot pheasants.
Yes, but that's just the typical hope of securing a job. Clarkson's arrest has only intensified this issue, and Gervais is here to remind us that truth holds more weight than power. Keir Starmer's response to the 3 million signatures calling for new elections was, frankly, dismissive. Instead of engaging with the public's concerns, he responded with a joke. For millions, this was a clear indication of his disconnection from reality. 3 million votes from disillusioned citizens expressed their dissatisfaction through the petition, yet Starmer chose to mock them as if their worries were insignificant. It is precisely this arrogance that leads many to question his leadership abilities. His condescending attitude further alienates him from those he is meant to represent.
Keir Starmer is a professional political conman. He has brazenly, overtly delivered the exact opposite of what he said he would be as Labour leader. I know his army of supporters online, the most tedious, ridiculous Waitrose customers that you will ever come across. They think it's all fine, but the fact is, that is the truth. He is a con man. He is not someone anyone can trust.
I'm not focused on Owen. I'm sorry, Owen. I know Owen. I like Owen. I'm not focused on Owen.
You're focused on Waitrose customers.
No. I'm focused intently.
Ricky Gervais doesn't merely criticize politicians, he distinguishes himself by refusing to engage in their hypocritical games. He is one of the few public figures who speaks candidly and from the heart, unafraid to express the truth. Despite his substantial wealth, Gervais remains surprisingly humble and consistently prioritizes honesty over fleeting popularity. He doesn't just harbor a dislike for politics, he openly expresses it without resorting to flowery language. His profound understanding of human nature sets him apart. Gervais doesn't just connect with his fans, he voices their feelings and experiences. His unflinching honesty towards the world resonates with many, especially since, unlike most politicians, he doesn't perform for the cameras, but instead shares his genuine thoughts. What are your thoughts on this? Feel free to share your opinion. See you.